Greetings, fellow slinging agents in the wild. It's your trusted liaison, Brian, welcoming you back to the show, and with it, as promised, the epilogue of our homebrewed scenario acquired taste, proof of concept. But first, let's get the shout-outs out of the way. I want to welcome our newest YouTube subscriber, Platinum Patrick. Welcome to the show. On to the comments we have from good listener Balent Babos, who comments on the finale. Can't wait to hear what will happen with them. This last event was a pretty close call for the agents. Yeah, close is one way to describe it, Balent. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on the epilogue. Now, on to a little clarification. When I mentioned on the previous intro about this being an event that's 5 years underway, what I meant was in-game, not actually 5 years in the real world. Of course, when you're in this game, who knows which reality is the real world, right? Anyways, it's all in-game, and all those revelations will begin to drop if, plenty of them have already, just little bits and pieces. And I know a few of you listeners out there have started to pick up on them, and who knows, maybe we might even have a few of them tucked away in this epilogue. And this is only part one. But like I said, I want to pay off the long-term listeners and have them see this all. And then eventually what we'll do is I do want to get together with the other hard slingers of yore, and we'll kind of go over the intricacies of this plan that we've got going on. So kind of like how the X-Files used to do the whole mythology, I want to make sure that we don't lose anybody along the way. And if there's anything that we mentioned, I'll be more than happy to answer that in the comments. Write into the show at rollthehard20podcast@gmail.com. Drop me a comment over on the YouTube channel at rollthehard20. I'll answer all your questions. I just don't want to put it out there on the air if it hasn't already been revealed. All right. Remember, if you like the show, please pass it on. Let's get our numbers up. You can find us over on YouTube at rollthehard20. I think I just said that. And we're out on all major and minor podcast apps, so you can find us there too. And let's not forget to warm up our dice and top off our glasses. Roll the Hard 20 presents our epilogue, Proof of Concept, Part 1. Enjoy. I figured what we would do is, like with this solo, we'll kind of wrap up what we did with Acquired Taste and also start leading into our mythology of the stuff that we want to accomplish.
Okay.
Later on, like starting to bring our own stuff into, as far as what he's doing, like when I lead in, we'll kind of get an idea of what you've been doing as far as when you came back from Providence, Rhode Island after sustaining all that con damage. Like, how were you able to try to get that back up to speed? All right, well, let me lead us in.
Okay.
Greetings, fellow slingers. Welcome back to Roll the Hard 20. It is I, your trusted liaison, Brian, and with me, my hard slinger of yore.
Hell, we made it back.
That's right. Our homebrew scenario, Acquired Taste. Epilogue. Proof of Concept. So each. It's been 3 weeks since the events that went down in Providence, Rhode Island. Although you and Adesso traveled the same flight back to California, both of you busted up from your encounter with Doran Dalka. You parted ways and haven't seen each other since. In fact, from what you could recollect, you haven't even talked to him. And for good reasons. The attacks you both sustained didn't just hurt your bodies, but seemed to touch your souls. The Pinnacle Vampire's attacks seemed to fracture a part of you, as though a piece of your essence had splintered off. Each, tell me how, if in fact you did overcome this damage that Doran Dalka had burdened you with.
Well, I can tell you a little bit what happened, but other than that, you may have to help fill me in. The details. The details.
Fully prepared. Oh, the details? I am fully prepared to do both.
As each returned home, the last thing that each remembers is coming home after dressing whatever wounds he could, most of those not being physical. He prepared a simple meal and set it on the counter and was about to eat, but the last thing he remembers is waking up. What seems to be weeks have gone by. The meal's still on the counter, cold, covered with, flies who are enjoying this feast. Each looks around and he sees that there are dried, muddy footprints, as well as fresh ones about his place. And on his body, along with the dried mud, seems to be another dried substance that, while looks like mud, can only be blood, along with some fresh blood on his hands as well. And while physically he feels refreshed, restored, back to normal, the news that he has read in the local papers is quite unnerving to him, because over the last few days, while the area has been kept clean of vagrants and vagabonds and local pests and gang members, a couple was attacked, and from what the paper says, it's either one isn't serious and one is murdered, or they're both have been killed. And that weighs heavily on each, because he doesn't have any recollection of the last few days.
And as you sit up in bed and you see this caked on mud on the bottom of your feet, you hear this droning off in the distance somewhere in your loft. And your ears start to subside from this humming, buzzing, and you realize that it's your phone's on vibrate. And that's what's buzzing. Bzz, 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 bzz. Look around, you see that it's probably about 8:30 in the morning. The sun's already been up for a couple of hours on the west coast. You think to yourself, when's the last time I really got a good night's sleep? And did I have it just last night? I mean, it's strange because you've been having these very detailed dreams, almost lucid-like dreams, but they always seem to end in torment and violence. And although you can't put a finger on it, you somehow think that they could possibly have something to do with this hunger that's been satiated. As you cross the room towards your phone, you see that it's laying next to this plate of old food that's been sitting out. Like you said, flies buzzing about it, even starting to get a little stanky, a little ripe. And for some reason, it kind of makes your mouth water a little.
In a good way or a bad way?
Maybe both. You look down at the phone and you see, as it's vibrating, that you've also missed 27 calls.
I only know 2 people. Okay. And the phone is currently buzzing right now?
It is currently buzzing right now.
Does it say who the caller is?
It says unknown ID.
Oh, then I will immediately pick up.
Your tolls do.
Yeah.
As you flip open the phone, you hear in a gruff voice, Kimura.
Kimura here?
Where the hell you been, Ichi? I haven't heard from you for weeks.
Well, I believe I have been sleeping, but Ichi looks down at his body, and he sees himself in the reflection of the glass, covered in mud. Apparently, I have been up and about, but I haven't known about that.
Are you fit for duty?
I'm as fit as I ever was, because apparently nothing has changed other than a long sleep.
I'll be up in just a moment. The phone goes dead.
I get my jack blade.
A few moments later, the door to your service elevator opens up and you see Heisenberg walk through. Burly man, cropped top. Only behind him is this thin man, kind of wiry, short, light brown hair, blue eyes. Looks like he's got a beard but it's spotty, it's patchy. Probably his best attempt at trying to grow facial hair. The man looks to be in probably his early 20s, and he's got a backpack slung across one shoulder.
Is he someone I recognize?
No.
Okay.
No. He's just following Heisenberg's lead as he walks in, and as Heisenberg peels off to talk directly to you, the young man kind of leans against the counter next to this plate of food, looks down at it, and kind of moves 2 feet in the opposite direction. Heisenberg extends his hand to shake yours, and again you're met with this gold ring on his pinky finger, the 3 concentric wind symbols. And he looks at you and he says, "Well, I've seen you look worse, Ichi."
That is true. You still have the ring there, I see. I remember seeing that somewhere else, as I recall, but it's a little bit foggy right now. We'll have to talk about that sometime.
Yeah, some other time. Right now I don't have time for that. There's been some developments that I've been following up on. As you know, that since the agency has begun its restructure, we have a lot more fingers and a lot more pies right now. And there's a company that's been on my radar for the past few months. It's always been on my peripheral, but recently it's come to the forefront of my attention. And for this particular involvement, I'm going to need the old Ichi. The Ichi prior to the agency. The Ichi I sent to Vegas.
Okay, well, that should be easy enough to come by because, in my opinion, we are the same.
There's a company called Ancestral Branches Incorporated. For the public eye, Ancestral Branches Inc. is a DNA collecting company that provides a way for people to trace back their heritage to see where they derive from. That is what the public sees. However, in the private sector, ABI is an independent contractor that works under the government's black budget. There's soft talk that they're in concert with another fringe company called CL1, a medical company whose newest scientific breakthrough is called Skingenuity. It's touted as being able to repair damaged skin and bone. Essentially, it's a snake oil that has yet to hit the market. Part of an intercepted communique says these two companies have been working with something called the source material. As of this read-in, we have no idea what this is. However, there's a rumor that Ancestral Branches Incorporated just received their allocated shipment of it from CL1. Whatever this source material is, that's the crux of this assignment. We need to know, because there's a strong belief that these independent contractors are putting together a narrative that we have yet to see a pattern for, but we believe this source material is a pivotal piece to it.
We don't know what the source material is?
No. In fact, that's your whole mission. You're to infiltrate Ancestral Branches Incorporated under the guise of technicians from SoCal Edison. We've already called them and informed them that we're sending field technicians to address an intermittent power outage that's coming from their location, so they should be expecting you. You're to infiltrate the site and procure a sample of this source material and either access the hard drive of the director of the company or steal it with hopes that we can crack it on our end. Now here's the thing. If you don't feel like this is up your alley, we can send a crypto analysis with you. At this, he gestures towards the young man behind him. The upside to this is he'll most likely be able to crack the hard drive on site. The downside is that you're going to have to protect his ass while you're in there.
All right. That's, go ahead.
Now, this is 100% your choice. You can either take him with you, or you don't have to take him with you.
Well, yeah, right.
You could go.
Well, I'm not one who has any sort of skill in computer hackery, other than accessing some cheat codes for some old PS1 games I played as a kid. I'll look over at the gentleman who rudely brushed away my food. What's your name, kid?
Uh, Nicholas James. And he walks over and extends his hand out to you to shake your hand. He's got one hand on his backpack. How you doing?
Okay, I'm good. I'll shake his hand with my mud and blood crusted hand still.
Oh, been gardening?
Of sorts. I've been removing some weeds from the garden. Can you handle yourself? This could get messy.
He looks over at Heisenberg and looks back at you and kind of tucks his shirt in a little. He's like, I'm pretty sure I could get the computer. I could get into the computer if you could just get me to it. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I just needed to know where we stood on who's going to do what on this mission.
I was told not to say anything. I was just told to let you two guys go and do your thing.
Well, good job. I'll look at Heisenberg. Same question. Is this kid up for the mission?
Well, like the young man said, he could probably crack that hard drive and get the data off it on site. But he's not a field agent. He doesn't come from your kind of background.
Okay, well, you know that besides Adesso, most people that team up with us don't fare so well. Are you okay with that, Heisenberg?
I don't have the luxury of picking a team right now. I need men that could go out there and get the job done until we know what it is we're dealing with. In that case, we're all expendable. We've all basically signed the proverbial dotted line.
Okay, well, I feel up for it. If you're comfortable with me, though I appear a little frazzled, I feel very focused. I'm ready to undertake this. If you're ready to go, kid, are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready. And Heisenberg looks at you and he says, you'll both be going in as technicians from SoCal Edison Company. There to inspect an intermittent power outage that's centered on this location. Now they're expecting you. Here are your credentials. And he extends his hand with a laminate and folded papers. Each. We need to verify their proof of concept.
I'll bring it back one way or the other.
There's an Edison car out front. The key's in the ignition. He leaves, lets you go, and you start making your way, following the instructions on the paper. And 2 hours later, you find yourselves on the east side of the City of Industry near Diamond Bar. Industrial buildings give way to commerce buildings set on large, landscaped acres, with the San Jose Hills making a picture-perfect backdrop. Traveling along East Valley Boulevard, you make your exit and find yourselves traveling up a windy gravel road that leads to a fenced-in, well-landscaped plot of land. From what you can see beyond the fence is a single-story structure that occupies the rear portion of the manicured grounds, with a parking lot in front of it with 4 cars parked sporadically about it. A checkpoint guardhouse seems to mark the only point of entry through the perimeter, and you see that there are 2 guards in the shack. One of them gets up from a seat and makes his way towards the door of the shack as he watches your car approach.
Okay. Kid, you need to throw out any technical jargon. You let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to tell them that we're here to... Actually, what are we here again to do?
For the intermittent power outages that seem to be deriving from this location.
Were we causing that, or are they causing that?
Yeah, you get the idea that Heisenberg or the agency is causing this thing to happen, or it may not even be real.
Are my credentials the same name as mine, or?
Yeah, but it says you work for SoCal Edison.
Okay, just checking. Okay, so we pull up and I'll show my badge and say, hey there, we're here to help fix the intermittent power outage you guys are going. You guys experiencing some kind of trouble, I take it, huh?
No, we've got you down here on the visitors list, but honestly, I've talked to the technicians up there and the director, and nobody seems to know what the hell you guys are talking about. We haven't experienced one outage yet. So, I don't know what you guys are hoping to find on site. How long you think it's going to be?
Well, if y'all don't need us here, we can take off. If I don't want to trouble you.
No, it's all right. I don't want to. And he looks back at the other guard. The other guard. He's thumbing through some kind of a magazine. Says, "Just let him go. It's been a dead day all day, anyways. And by the way, just so you know, it's a weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a Saturday.
Wonder they're grumpy.
Yeah.
What kind of idiots have to work on the weekend? Bunch of blue-collar working class bums.
Here's your badge there, old yeller.
Now, is that a racist joke you're doing?
No, I was
doing a country accent.
Yeah, I was doing a country accent, of course.
Just making sure.
Just head on up the gravel road there. See the receptionist up front. She'll be more than happy to help you with any further questions you may have.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. We'll see you.
He hits the buzzer. The gate opens. And you find yourselves making your way up to the parking lot. As you approach the building, you notice there are very few windows, all of which are extremely darkened. And on the right side of the building, you can see that there's a large bay window that has an outwards curve to it, giving the building an almost eye-like look to it. You find yourselves standing in front of a set of tinted glass double doors.
Okay, we'll go in. Real quick, were those guards just security guards or were they armed guards?
They were armed.
Right. Oh, okay, that's not good. Hopefully, I was hoping that they wouldn't have any arms. All right, we'll grab our gear, whatever that is that the guys do to check electronic equipment. I'm sure the kid's got his gear, and we'll go on inside.
Yeah, and you guys are wearing uniforms as well. They were supplied for you as well. You enter this building, and you're greeted by soft white walls as your face is buffeted by the cool, recycled AC. The reception room itself is 20 foot square of cold granite flooring. A dark, curved desk occupies the back wall with two doors behind it, one on the left and one on the right. I know what you're thinking.
What's that?
The drawing.
Oh, no, it's beautiful. Okay, is there a receptionist that we can go talk to?
And seated behind the desk is a well-dressed woman with glasses, her salt and pepper hair pulled back in a tight bun. As you approach the desk, she removes her glasses and asks, "May I help you?"
Yes, ma'am. We were called to take a look at some power outages you guys have been having.
No.
Intermittently, I hear. Doesn't sound like you guys know what's going on. We're here to help.
Yeah, I don't understand. We haven't really had anything go on here, but power company, you say, huh? She pulls out a clipboard and she's looking through some stuff, looks at another chart and says, "Okay, I actually thought those were being caused by something off-site. You think they're coming from us?"
I have no way to know until we take a look at it and do some tests.
Okay.
I mean, if you guys, if you think everything's cool here, we don't want to waste your time. We can head on back.
No, I'm just concerned because I know that our labs, they're on a separate power supply, so I don't think that would affect your power grid. And at this, her gaze kind of angles towards the door on your left, but her right. And then she looks back at the door on your right, and she says, the utility room is through that door right there. And she points at the door to your right. It's down the hall, first and only door on your right, and I'll buzz you in.
Okay, yeah, great, thanks. And you said your labs are on a separate power grid. Are they having any issues?
No, they have their own power supply. That's what I was just saying.
That's what I
technician.
mean.
Yeah.
Like they're not having any issues with theirs.
No, and we wouldn't.
Okay.
Do you require an escort to assist you? I could get one of the guards from the shack to come on up here and give you a hand if you need.
No, I think we're okay. I think we just need to spend a little Q&A time trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay. Well, let me know if you need help or you need somebody to get you into the behind one of the cupboards. Larry, he's a big guy. He could probably move some of that stuff around. She buzzes the buzzer in the door to your right, which is her left rear delatches.
Okay. And which room is it again, you said?
First door on the right,
Okay,
the
great.
only door on your right.
Okay. So we'll proceed, go through the door, and then, yeah.
The door opens onto a 20-foot long hallway with a door 15 feet up on the right and another door all the way at the end of the hallway.
Okay, and this is what I was actually asking her at. I guess she didn't realize that I had the map ahead of time. Do we know which door that has the terminals we got to check out or whatever?
She said that the utility room was the first door and only door on the right.
Okay.
As you enter the hallway, the door that she admitted you through closes softly behind you, and you just hear a soft humming throughout the whole building, just a low, but it's really soft. It's if you didn't know it was there, you probably wouldn't pick up on it. Just a low humming, droning noise.
Okay. Hey, kid, do you have the schematics for this place?
Yeah, Heisenberg gave me a copy of the blueprint layout. I didn't want to say anything in front of her, but here, you take a look at this. This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. We went through the right door, and then there was a left door. But on this schematic here, and each points to it to show the kid, doesn't say there's a door here. It's just blacked out. I don't know
Yeah,
if I
it's
like
almost
that.
like it's incomplete or something. It doesn't make sense. You think they could have built on after or not disclosed what they were doing? I don't know.
This is all par for the course, kid. This is the way these things go. We're lucky we have this.
Yeah, I'm just an analyst. I just do stuff behind a computer. You just
Well,
tell me, are we really checking for a power outage here? So
let's get you to that computer and find out what's going on. And you know what you need to do here, right? You're here to acquire some information.
yeah, you get me to the terminal and I can make it happen.
Well, let's go find that terminal first of all, and we're going to plunk you down. Then I'm going to find out what those black areas are.
Okay. Now, just so you know, you got to get the hard drive from the director's computer.
Oh, okay. So it's not even. Well, can he access this whole place from one area?
Well, he could pull down whatever he needs to from that hard drive. He's got a backpack full of goodies. That'll.
Okay, he needs to do it from the director's thing, not like what I was thinking is that he's going to go to the power supply area and then hack through there to get to the director's terminal.
No. No, it
Okay.
needs to be directly through the. It's the ploy of finding out where the power supply is at. You know, like the
Okay.
junction box has been chewed up by a couple of squirrels. You're not really looking for the junction block. You just want access to the building under the guise of Southern California Edison.
And does this place have bathrooms that we
Yes.
could? Okay, like I want to make sure I know where that is. So if someone sees me wandering around, I can say, "Hey, I was looking for the bathroom." So we can jump kind of back in. So I'm telling you what to do. What each would like to do is find the room that we need to check for the power outages and maybe set up some of that electrical equipment. So if someone comes in there and doesn't see us, but they see the gear, they'll go like, "Oh, maybe the guys are going to the bathroom or something
Okay.
like that." Just so they won't go like, "Where are these guys?"
Yeah, she had said that the power room is the first and only door on the right in that hallway.
Right. Okay. So we'll go to that power room, establish some, so it looks like we've been in there, leaving the tool bag and stuff like that. Maybe things connected to the thing, and then we need to find out where that director's room is. So we'll go through. From what my schematics say, the door on the right, that's the power room. So we've set up there, and then directly ahead of us is another door. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Then we're going to go through that door as well.
Okay. You go up to the door and you realize it's locked.
Okay, that shouldn't be. Is this sort of a key lock or is this a fancy key fob lock?
It's a key lock.
Okay, well, each will break out some lock picks that he has, and he will attempt to go through this. Hopefully, if it's a key lock, it's not an issue, and I don't have to get too technical. Um, Lock picking, where is that? Oh, it's under a craft, locksmithing. Under 40 at 35.
35?
Ooh. Yep.
Slide your picks in and deftly disengage this archaic lock. Ticking.
And this is why you get your shit stolen. Old tech.
The door opens onto a hallway that stretches to your right for 40 feet. At the end of the hallway, you see that there's a door on the left and what appears to be a cutout, like another hallway going to your right.
Okay, and I look upon opening the door. Does that door open up to a wall? Because on my schematic here, that's part of the area that's blacked out. There's not another door that I can access, right?
No, you look to your left and you see that there's straight up a wall on the
So I will
west
have
side.
to access that darkened area through that door in the front reception area.
Possibly.
Possibly. Okay, well, our first goal is to find this director's thing where I can set the kid up to hack it. Hey, kid, do you need to be at the computer to be hacking through this, or is this something that your gizmos and gadgets takes care of?
No, I've got to be physically at the device.
Okay. Well, we will walk down the hallway all the way to the door that's on the end on the left.
Okay.
Does that have any kind of I'm going to look down both, so I'm walking to it base for the listeners. I'm at the top and I'm going to walk down the hallway, and then there's a hallway that goes down as well. I'll look down the hallway first before attempting to open that door.
You look down the hallway to the south and you see that
Yes.
you see that there are 3 doors. One is 10 feet down. Another is 25 feet down. And the other is 40 feet down, which is at the very end. And all 3 of those doors are on the west wall.
Okay. Well, we'll check the door that's closest to us first, the one at the top of this hallway
Okay.
to the north. And does that also appear to be a janky lock, or is it?
No, that one's actually unlocked.
Oh. Okay. Well, each will take a quick peek in and see if it's more than a janitor's closet or a place we need to go.
Yeah. You open the door and you see that it opens onto a room that's 15 feet square. You see that the entire north wall looks like a giant sectional door that goes up into the wall. And as you're looking around, you see that there's a panel right next to the door that you've opened. It has 2 silver buttons, one above the other. There are no numbers or letters at all. You get the feeling that you're in some kind of an elevator. But I want you to make an observation check.
Okay. 36 under 72.
You see that in the metal flooring of this elevator, there are deep grooves that have been gouged into it, as though something from the northern wall may have been drugged through and onto the center of this freight elevator.
Is it grooves like built-in grooves? Like they use this frequently, or is it like scraped, like I dragged something across this floor?
It's like something's been drugged across the floor.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, while this sounds interesting, I mean, we're looking for the director's room. Well, I don't know if the director would have his stuff hidden in the underground bunker, but this is Delta Green Rider campaign. Yeah.
We all know who has a bunker underground.
Okay, well, we know that we can come back here. Each wants to proceed south and check the doors on the left side, the west side. West side of the map that we have here. There's 2 of them.
Yeah, you open up the first door, and it opens onto a 15-foot square room. And you can tell immediately that this is a restroom. You see there's 2 stalls, there's a sink, there's a trash can, paper towel dispenser.
I take a quick peek down below the stalls. Is anyone in there?
No, there's no feet underneath there at all.
Okay. Okay, just making sure we don't get surprised by anyone. Then we'll exit there and then check the room directly, 15 feet below to the south again.
This door opens onto another 15-foot square room, and you see that the west wall is occupied by 20 lockers, 10 on top of another 10. There's a bench in front of them that stretches from north to south. You see that there's a gem bag sitting next to the floor. There's a mirror against the north wall. Basically, this must be some kind of a... for the employees to change.
Okay. Does there appear to be a lot of stuff in the lockers?
Are you
Like
going
it's
through the
Saturday.
lockers? Or...
Yeah, I know it's a Saturday, so I'm expecting maybe not too many people or none, hopefully. No locks on them or anything
No,
like
there's
that?
no locks on them. Tell me what you want
Okay.
to do. You would just want to start thumbing through these things, or
Well, I'll check the gym bag first and see if there's any sort of, key cards or anything that we might need
make a luck
later
roll.
on. Okay. 11.
11. There is a key card of sorts in there. What it goes to, who knows? You see
Okay.
that there's tennis shoes, there's sweatpants, there's a t-shirt in there, somebody's wallet.
Okay, I'll check that out real quick. Is it anything of note? Do I recognize the name? No.
No, it's Thomas Archer.
That's all
Lives
I
in
was checking
California.
for. That's all I was wondering. Well, so to the kid then, do you have any? I have my lock picks, but in case we get around any other kind of electronic locks or anything like that, do you have any of that sort of thing in your bag of tricks there, or do we need to start taking key fobs from people that we hopefully never find and
Well,
keeping those?
it couldn't hurt us to take something that we found. I mean, I could try to access certain things, but it's all a matter of the percentile if I'm able to get into it or not.
Roll high enough, yeah.
Low enough, but that's okay, AJ. That's why you keep failing. No.
No, you got to get as high as possible because that's the succeeding.
Oh, you high.
Yeah, I'm a step below failure.
Yeah, it's
So-
possible any type of electronic lock we come across, I could probably get us into, but I mean, this couldn't hurt.
Is the key fob okay? Is the key fob attached to any other keys, or is it something that I could, in a wallet, if I could swipe that
That's
he
what it looks
wouldn't
like.
notice?
It's like a laminate type of a card
Okay.
that's attached to one of those zip lines that you put on your waist. Zip.
Okay. I'll just go ahead and take that then, leaving everything else as is. As from someone working in a company, I've had to deal with people losing their key fobs or leaving them at home all the time. It shouldn't draw any suspicion, and they would just go out to the lobby and get a new one, and they'd kill the key fob code for the one that we got. So hopefully we'll be able to use it before any of that possibly never happens. Okay.
That leads a lot into it. Make an intuition check.
Okay. Under 70? 58. Damn,
58.
I'm on fire.
You know that when people show up to work together, sometimes on days that they don't want to be there, and you're both arriving at the same time, one guy may pull his card out, and you'll both go in.
Yeah.
That's probably what happened. Something similar to that.
Okay.
But that would also tell you something else, too.
Two guys are living together.
Close enough.
Yeah. Like my partner, me and Adesso. And maybe you, kid, play your cards right.
I ripped it out.
Each will take note of some of the lockers and sort of do a search and see if there's anything of note in there, potentially to count how many people might be here at this facility, but also in case there's any other things that we need. But I don't think our clue lies here.
Okay. You pop open a couple lockers, and you see that the majority of them all have white lab coats in there and lab shoes.
Okay.
There's a few
Alrighty.
that don't.
Okay. A quick search of these lab coats don't have any other like name badges or something or
No.
okay. Okay. Well, we can always come back here if we feel that we need to search a little more, but for some reason each feels that their time is of the essence here and we need to get the kid set up doing his job before AHBL all hell breaks loose. So each will proceed down the hallway to the last door. From what my schematic says, is an oval, elliptical sort of room. Maybe a director would have something fancy like that.
Possibly. As you approach the final door, you see it has a plaque on it that reads, Director.
Oh, what's the director's name?
There's no name on it.
Really, just says director?
It just says Director, yeah.
Oh, he's an auteur, like Coppola. Director, that's all you need to know about me.
I'm a symbol.
Okay. um, is this door lock appear to be something fancier, or is it even locked?
This door is locked as well.
Is it a key lock or a key fob lock?
It is a key fob lock.
Well, I will listen at the door just to make sure there's no one there inside typing away on their computers.
Okay.
That would be a alertness.
Yes.
Okay. Alertness is a good one. So, 59 under 60. Holy shit.
The only thing you hear is the continuous humming of the building itself.
Okay. Well, it's a director. I'm sure that those slackers don't work on the weekends like us blue collar guys, right, Handler?
Yeah.
All right. I'll vainfully attempt to hold that person's key fob up to the door to see if it opens it.
Nothing.
All right. Hey, kid. This
Yes.
seems to be the director's office. I think you need to be here. Do you have a way to bypass this? Or am I going to have to cut through some hinges?
Let me see if I got something in my my bag of tricks here. And he pulls out almost looks like a credit card type thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's attached to a flat harness, like a wire ribbon that's attached to it, and it goes into something that looks like a mini calculator. He holds the fob up to it and does a few things with the calculator-esque looking device. I can't get it. You know, I could try this again, but I'm probably going to take it with a minus 20 if I try it again.
Well, I can throw out that gold doubloon I got if you want to try it again, kid.
Let me try it on my own merit first there, Agent. Right. 5. The lock disengages.
Oh.
See, you can hold on to your funny money. I think I got this.
Oh, thanks for showing me how to do it.
He does step back. He doesn't want to be the first one going through the door.
That is our generation today. Each will open the door and duck real quick.
As you open this door, you see it opens onto an unusual design. Entering the office through the door on the east side, you immediately notice that the office is oval in shape and that you've entered through one of the oval's narrow curves, the one in the east wall. The director's office is clinical white with gray marble flooring that looks like it was cut from a large slab. 15 feet at its widest and 25 feet along its length, you see that there's a door on the far side opposite the one you entered through. The south wall has 2 large white shelves that are adorned with crystal baubles and whatnot, and they bracket a large curved bay window. A large brush-metalled desk sits in front of the window and looks out onto the parking lot where your car is currently parked. Atop of the desk is a computer that's softly humming, and right next to it appears to be a day planner. Dominating the north wall is a large curved mirror with a white stand in front of it, and on it is a sword rack housing 2 katanas with their handles on the left side.
Curving up, curving down?
Curving up.
Okay. Do they appear to be of any note to me? Good quality? Pakistani knockoffs from Home Shopping Network?
I'm assuming you're still standing at the door, and this is just what you're taking in. If you want to go to them or go wherever you want to go, let me know.
Yeah, I was going to go take a look at those.
Okay.
All right, there's the desk, kid. Go do what we brought you here for.
Okay. As he's walking towards the desk, he's already unslinging his backpack, and he pulls out this small little laptop, little portable router-esque thing, and he starts plugging into it, and he starts typing away. As all this is going on, where are you standing in the room? Where are you at?
I want to check out the katanas real quick, which seems, odd to me that there would be katanas in this facility, unless maybe the director is someone in the know. And then after that, I want to check out the other door that's across from the east door.
Okay. As you make your way towards the two katanas, you see that the door in the west wall actually opens up.
Oh my goodness. Just by walking to the katanas, it opens up?
Nope. Just as you're walking to it, the door opens up.
Oh.
And out come two men.
Oh, shit.
Who look identical. They look to be of Asian descent. They're wearing what best could be described as black jumpsuits, skin tight forming. And as they walk in, they see you over by the swords, and they're actually making their way towards you right now.
Okay. Well, being as that I'm undercover, knowing that this will never happen, say, hey, fellas, you been having any problems with the power here? SoCal Edison sent us out here to check out some power outages.
They look at you like they don't even understand the words that are coming out of your mouth. And they make their way towards the katanas. The first one grabs the top katana and pulls it out. The second one reaches for the other katana and pulls it out. At this point, Nicholas, who's typing away, actually pauses and looks back like, what the fuck are we doing? What's going on, Ichi? What are we doing?
Get to work.
It's going to take him 4 turns to get where he needs to go with this computer.
All right. So the door is directly across from the other door, right?
That's correct.
And then the katanas are where?
Against the north wall. You'll see that in your diagram there is no door on the opposite side.
No,
Yeah.
I could see where it would be, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what I'll do then is, I guess it's time to dance. Each will. They didn't fall for my thing. Do they appear to be Japanese?
They are of Asian characteristics, but they look
Okay.
identical.
Well, like twins, or just because they're Asian? And they only half look like me because I'm only half Asian.
Then I can only give you half the answer.
Racist. I got to ask too. This is gameplay related. So, what are we having the kid do? He's going to go in there and crack something so it allows us to open up some freezers or something and get source material.
What he's there to do is get the data off the hard drive.
Oh, is that all it is? Data? It's not a physical sample.
No, you need to get a physical sample, but
okay.
he needs to get the data off the hard drive of the director.
Okay, so it's got like their cooking instructions and the thing they cooked. Okay,
right? Or
okay,
a piece of it or whatever.
Something.
Yeah, and that's where I wanted you to say, either you could go there and steal the hard drive, or you could go there and escort this guy and he could get into the hard drive.
No, I don't want to ruin it for you, but I plan if shit gets hairy, just leaving that guy there.
I figured.
Like,
I know you. You're just like me.
It seems. Well, no, it just seems.
It's highly
like
probable he was
Each would
designed to
do.
be left behind.
Like get the. Well, I'll try to save him like I do with. I tried to save the bum, but if shit goes down, he may have to get silenced, and then I'll grab whatever zip drive and shit like that. Like I can't risk saving this nobody. If he gets the info, then all right, let's go. Give it to me. I'll hold on to it. But I'm just throwing that out in case you want to play with that or have a choice for each.
Yeah, we'll definitely run through it and let you.
How old is he?
This is what's up?
How old is he?
27.
Oh, he's not that young. Okay.
Yeah, he's born in 98. So.
All right.
Thank you for joining us once again on Roll the Hard 20 podcast. Remember, you can find us and subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora Radio, iHeart Radio, Amazon Podcasts, and Audible. And if you like what you're listening to, be sure to leave us that 5-star rating and review. Don't forget about our YouTube channel at Roll20. So if you're into watching and you want to help support the show, then head on over and hit that subscribe button. It really does help the show out. We can also be found in the wild on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so don't forget to look for us there and check us out. You can also contact the show directly at rollthehard20podcast@gmail.com or head on over to the website at rollthehard20podcast.com, where you can download the current show directly, pick and choose past shows from our archives, or view our galleries. We've got a lot of stuff posted over there, so check us out. And finally, join us on our Patreon at patreon.com/rollthehard20podcast, where you can become a hard slinger and pick up swag. So until next time, keep your dice warm and your glass topped off as you roll those hard 20s.